Cincinnatus Scholarship at University of Cincinnati. This is again for bachelor students. It's in University of Cincinnati, United States. It's about $94,000. Basically, it's full funding, meaning it covers more than tuition fees. There are no specific nationalities. There are no specific subjects. Like every subject in the university are accepted.
And if you want to find the perfect scholarship for yourself, go to our website globalscholarships.com and use our free search tool. Type in the program, university, or the country you are interested in and see all the available scholarships. Use our filters to find the most suitable scholarship for yourself. It's completely free and doesn't even require registration. Find the perfect scholarship right now.
And admission deadlines and scholarship deadlines are in the future. So basically, now this looks like just one scholarship, but actually there are two. One is presidential scholarship. Basically, it gives you $94,000 worth of financial aid, which covers your full tuition, which is about $84,000, and then gives you fees, covers other fees, covers your room, boarding, and a book allowance. And then there is another scholarship that is Century and University Scholarship, which doesn't cover tuition fees and etc., but it covers about from $6,000 to $24,000 in total. So as you can see, this is covered here too. There are no specific eligibility criteria. You just need to be an international bachelor's student or applicant. If you want to see the university, this is the university, a large university in Cincinnati, Ohio, I believe. As you can see, we have more information here about admission process, about deadlines here. As you can see, tuition fees are quite low quite lower than what you would expect in the United States, about $21,000, which is very affordable in US standards. Of course, it will still be unaffordable for quite a lot of people, but at least this covers it. The scholarship covers it. And if you want to see the university where it is and what it looks like, here it is. I believe it was in Ohio. Here it is. This is the university. Here we can see, yeah, in Ohio. So basically, it's it's inland. It's not close to East Coast or West Coast. So these places about Illinois, Ohio, Missouri, Kentucky, even Michigan, most of these places aren't very expensive places to live. So yeah, this covers your tuition fees, but it doesn't give you a living stipend to cover your financial expenses. But at least your financial expenses, your living costs will not be extremely high for living in somewhere like Cincinnati. So this is the school. By the way, it's not an extremely high-ranking university, but it's a good school if you want to study in the United States. As you can see, of course, they are big on sports. They love their sports. As every US university. Anyway, this is the school. So if you want to get more information about the scholarship under the eligibility criteria, we have Cincinnatus Scholarship pages to go to the university, right? Which will give you pretty much the same information, very concise. Basically, every year they give about $22 million in renewable scholarships. We have 10 presidential scholarships, so these are quite competitive. Especially when you consider the school has about 48,000 students. So this covers your $94,000 tuition fees and etc., etc., etc. And then we have this one. These are numerous. How many they don't specify, but about $6,000 to $24,000 in total. All Cincinnati scholarships are renewed for the length of the undergraduate academic program, provided the student maintains a 3.0 GPA and completes the annual 30-hour community service requirement. So basically, 3.0 GPA is not that high, in my opinion, but you also have to do about 30-hour community service every year. But 3.0 GPA is not that high. I think you can maintain that, but they give it to 10 people. So you don't have to be extremely good for maintaining this. 3.0 GPA, but like it's extremely competitive. Like if your normal GPA is about 3.2 or something like that, is like you don't have a quite a high chance to earn this scholarship. So, and we have more information here. A complete first year application includes Common Application. Basically, Common App, if you don't know, is a platform. Actually, let me show that to Common App. This is a platform where you can use to apply to a lot of American universities. So basically, you create a profile here. You give your all your information, and then you can use the same profile to apply to different American universities. For example, we have done a application tutorial for Cornell University, which takes you from the point where you like Google Cornell University to the point that where you finished your application and you need to pay your application fee. Like it takes you through all the steps. It is done through Common App, so you can use, like if you're interested in that, you can use the same process to apply to other schools in the United States as well, like University of Cincinnati. Like I think maybe we should do just like a Common App tutorial, but we don't have yet. So like if you're interested, you can see our Cornell tutorial. You can go through Common Application, $50 non-refundable application, or as you can see, as Eamon talked about, or fee waiver, and etc. High school transcript, ACT or SAT scores, these are optional, and letter of recommendation, also optional. So yeah, basically this is it. Cincinnatus Scholarship. I mean, it's a good scholarship that covers quite a lot, about almost $100,000 worth of financial aid, but you will need to cover your own financial expenses, your living costs. Keep that in mind. Actually, you know what? Let's see cost of living. You have Numbeo here, right? Okay, it's about, I think, it's about $970 without rent, and this covers your board and accommodation. So you're gonna need about like $950 at most, and of course, like you are living as a student, so it would be probably less than that. I want to ask an unrelated question to the topic you're talking about. Sure, sure. Like we're gonna do our best. Like if you're talking about another school, another country, another scholarships, it's totally fine. But if you have any other question, of course. Eamon, do you want to add anything about this one, Cincinnatus Scholarship?
I think it's quite a straightforward scholarship. For people who are wondering why we listed this as fully funded instead of full tuition, because it doesn't cover stipend. When we started the database, so we had this rule for undergraduate students where if a scholarship covers tuition fees plus at least accommodation fees, we would consider it to be fully funded. I'm not sure if that was the best decision, but it makes sense on some level, because whatever is left would be minimal in comparison to if the student had to also pay for rent, because that's very expensive.
Yeah.
So that's the logic behind that, for students who go to our website and don't understand why it's listed as fully funded when they don't see a stipend or a monthly allowance. The scholarship remains quite competitive, with only 10 people getting the presidential scholarship, which is the main one. And yeah, I think only students with the best profiles will end up getting this scholarship, and I'm pretty sure that it's offered to both domestic and international students. So the competition is just there's a lot of competition there, and it's another scholarship that I don't think is not worth going for unless you're really probably the top student in your country. Then probably that would make sense. But I think even if you're the top student in your country, your government would be happy to fund your education abroad, and you wouldn't even need the scholarship. So I myself wouldn't apply for it, but I think there are many international students who applied and got it. So there's no harm in doing it, since there is an application fee waiver as well, as you have mentioned. Yeah, I think that's everything to say about this scholarship.